Yes, my name is Lamarcus Keels. I'm the vice president in Stellantis at Dundee Engine Plant.
I am so honored to be with you here today. And I want to first of all congratulate you and the company for being a top veteran-friendly employer here by the U.S. Veterans Magazine. And I'm so excited to be sitting down today and learning a little bit more about Marcus and what or Lamarcus and what you have been doing. And we're just going to jump right into it, but you're going to learn so much more about Stellantis and what is happening in the veteran arena. So we know that you are the vice president, and I wanted to know how long you've been with the company and how your journey to that position came about. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. All right. I started with the company in November 2004. So this November, I'll have 20 years with currently now Stellantis. We've been Daimler, Chrysler, FCA, different things, but
Sure.
Stellantis. And how my journey started, I originally was in the military. And I got off of active duty from the military, and I was in the National Guard for about 7 years. I resigned my active duty commission out of West Point, but I still have an obligation to my country. So I spent that time in the National Guard. And so when I started my automotive career, I started with General Motors. I was with General Motors for about 6 years, and then I came over to, at that time, was Daimler Chrysler. I started out as a area manager for facilities maintenance. So I started in the maintenance arena in Kenosha, Wisconsin. I was there for a few years, about 6 years, and moved up to engineering manager at that facility. Came to Trenton, Michigan, back home to Michigan, and I was the manufacturing manager at that facility. Got promoted to plant manager at our Mack engine plant. I had various roles of plant manager, Mack engine plant, Trenton South, Trenton North, and now here at Dundee Engine, where I have been since 2022 December. So been a great road, great trip so far.
Yes, it seems like a great journey. Absolutely. Yeah. So I know that you probably had a lot of skills that you inherited or learned from the military. And I wanted to ask you, how did your skills in the military transfer into your current role, and more specifically into manufacturing?
Okay. Yeah. In the military, you gain a lot of skills. Leadership being one of the major ones. No matter what level you are, you have some form of leadership that you are soldier responsible for, battle buddy, platoon, a squad, company. And so I look at some of those leadership skills that I've learned over time in working with people from all diverse backgrounds, and this transition strictly, into the manufacturing arena, especially in automotive and different things, from being and holding a position on company command and having a company and commanding soldiers of about 300 people. It makes it transition easy to kind of running a plant when you are in a position that you can get to know people, different backgrounds, but at the end of the day, we all have one goal in common, right? In my plant, we produce engines. So our goal is to produce them safely, quality, and at cost, or better cost that we can. In the military, is to follow through with what our duties were in the military, protecting our country, completing our mission, whatever our mission may have been at the time, and making sure everybody's on the same page, going in the same direction to fulfill those requirements. So some of those leadership tools and traits that I learned in the military have helped me be successful in automotive.
Excellent.
How those military traits, the leadership traits, transfer to the civilian realm and sector. So I struggled with that myself early on. And so as I was putting down all my accomplishments, the schooling, the assignments that I had to realize, okay, how do these translate, even whether you have a degree or not, supply chain management, that's logistics in the military. When you look at leadership, whether it's situational leadership, because when you're leading people, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Leading people is not something that everybody can do successfully. And in the military, we have to do that day in and day out. First of all, because lives depend on it, because the mission depends on it. And so, when you have the discipline, the leadership skill set that they give you, also selfless service, that's something that, we all signed on a dotted line, whether we did it for instance for schooling, the GI Bill, or whether we did it because we truly believed in supporting our country and fighting for our country. At the end of the day, the goal and the mission is no different than the goal and the mission that a company has to be successful in what they want to do. We have the ability as leaders, not just to give orders, but to follow orders and to and to restate them in a way that it makes people believe that even if I don't agree 100% with the direction, guess what? This is what we do because this is
we
who
still
we
have
are.
to do it.
Yeah, we still have to do it. They should have the discipline to do the job. And they should always be on time. They're going to always show up and be there. We don't take days off in the military because we can't.
They're a little bit early. They're a little bit earlier than on time.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, the hurry up and wait mentality. If you're 10 minutes early, you're late. So we always want to be there and be accountable. And that's the other thing of taking accountability. You'll see that most soldiers will take accountability for their actions because we've always had.
Tell me a little more as to why somebody should come work for your company, in that not just because it's a great industry, but tell me a little bit more about the company.
Okay, so from a Stellantis standpoint, I would say,
yes.
One thing that I love about our company and what we do, we have these business research groups. We call them BRGs, and you can see the logo right on this side behind me, Stellantis Veterans Group. And so that business research group, and we have different ones. We have them for African Americans, we have them for Latinas, we have them for LGBTQ A+. I'm going to mess up the acronym, but we have all these different resource groups. And our motto is you don't have to be to belong. So you may not be a part of those groups, but you can belong to those groups or be an advocate, be somebody that's there to help support. And that's one thing I love about Stellantis is that we have the ability to, even for, we're talking veterans, but even for this business resource group, to have a community and then do things not just at work, but outside of work, but also value who we are as leaders. They value veterans because of those things that we talk about that a veteran possesses as it relates to leadership, as it relates to timeliness, as it relates to accountability.
And I think you said it right there. It's obvious that you value the employee because, especially the veteran, with the respect there, because you're giving them a place to feel not only welcomed and appreciated and respected, but a place to belong. And if they do have any type of mental health or PTSD and they share that, they feel safe enough that there is a support group to help them, which makes them even a better employee, because this is all about the company, but it's almost like at home, like happy wife, happy life.
Happy life.
If you're, it's the same thing, right?
Yes,
and I think that's what Stellantis is doing. And I got to commend you for that, because I think it's that, and I know a lot of other great reasons that you had mentioned that you have made our top veteran friendly employer list. And it's not easy because there are a lot of companies that are trying to do it. But I think you guys are walking the walk and talking the talk. And just the fact that you being in the position that you are, you have a lot of guidance and a lot of expertise and understanding as well, which, if, somebody coming in will know that there is that support and that safety there. So what I wanted to ask you is, what does it mean to you and to Stellantis to receive this recognition from the U.S. Veterans Magazine to be a top veteran-friendly employer? What does that mean to you? Because it means something different to everybody.
Right. I think this is a top honor. I'm humbled, and I know our company is humbled to receive this, because you know how I'll say it this way: when you're being recognized for something that you really are passionate about and pour your heart into, nobody has to recognize you for that.
Right.
It's just who we are, what we do.
You are doing it.
Yeah.
Every day. And because you believe in it.
Yes. And so since it's it's good to be recognized, but if we weren't recognized, we would still be doing it because it's that important and the people are important to us. But it's a tremendous honor to us to be one of the top veteran friendly employers. It's something that we worked at to develop, not for recognition, but to develop because our people need it. And when you care about the people, that's truly our most important asset, because everything we do in automotive, we use either our hands, hearts, or our minds and our heads, right? So that's what we use. And because we need people to help design new products, we need people to help solve problems, we need need people to help build our products that we sell and that people drive in every day, it is important. And understanding that as a veteran, we possess certain skill sets, it's good to be recognized for those type of things. So for us, it's a tremendous honor. It's an honor that we don't take lightly. It's not something that we say, hey, we're checking the box. It's not a box check for us. This is something that we live, we breathe, and we do every single day. And it's important to us, no different than this BRG for veterans, that all the other ones are just that important. Because like I said, we want people to have a sense of belonging. We want people to have a sense of pride in their organization, who we are. Don't mean we're the best at everything we do, but we darn sure try to make sure that people feel that they are wanted, welcome, and needed as part of Stellantis and our Stellantis family.
I absolutely love that and cherish that. I think that is so important. You know, in wrapping this up, I wanted to ask a few other questions. Your job is enormous, and you make it sound like it's so easy and so comfortable and it's no big deal. But I really want to know this. You have a lot on your plate, but what is the most fulfilling part about your job?
I didn't tell you I have two jobs. I'm a pastor as well and doing all of this other stuff.
No wonder. I almost sensed that in a way, and I didn't want to tell you that, but I sensed there was more to you than meets the eye. I am not kidding. I need that.
Yes, ma'am.
Because it was not on the list to ask you this.
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to know what, you know, because I think that you have a passion about you.
Yes, ma'am. I think the most fulfilling part of my job, honestly, is when I can make a difference in someone's life that I come in contact with every day in our plants, whether it's another leader, whether it's, I'll call it a subordinate, whether it's a peer, it does not matter. Just to see a smile on somebody's face, or that you make a difference every day when they have a problem that they cannot solve.
And I think you probably are. You seem like a very genuine person. And I am not surprised if you do really touch people's lives that way with just asking simply, how are you? Or that you remembered something about them. My final question, it's not on the list, but I hope it's okay to ask you. Yes, and I'm curious to know, do you have a motto? Is there something that you always say, maybe at the bottom of your email or before you leave a conversation? Is there something that people have known you for as your motto? Or something you believe in that you always think?
I give you, and it's going to be a biblical scripture, but I can do all things through Christ that gives me strength. And I truly believe that. You know, you talked about between, you know, this job, my family, me being a pastor and having parishioners that depend on me and the things that go on. I don't get a lot of sleep at night. I don't, but it's just, I've been doing this for a lot of years. And so I average maybe 3 to 5 hours of sleep a night. And I know it's not healthy, but it gets me what I need. But being able to know that at the end of the day, God's got my back. He's going to help me see me through it. But that anything I can do to inspire somebody else, make a difference in somebody else's life, you know, I believe that every time we make a difference in one person's life, that's better for our community, that's better for our families, and that's better for us overall as a nation and as a world, right? Because we've seen it all too often. If somebody would just listen, if somebody may have been there and stepped in, that we wouldn't have some of these tragic things that we see happening throughout the world, right, wrong, and different. But are we the one that can make a difference today? And how do I make that difference today? So.
Well, I got to tell you, I think you do make a difference. I'd be, you know, I'd love to see you on that floor talking to everyone, because I can see it now. And, you know, God has you in a place that he's obviously working through you. And I wanted to thank you so much for this, you know, interview. And I am so excited to have our readers know a little bit more, not only about you, but about Stellantis and the wonderful opportunities that they have in another home that they can come to. And it's not just a job, but it's a place of feeling like belonging, which I think is so important. And I do wish you the best. And I look forward to meeting you one day. I really hope I get that opportunity. Yes, thank you so much on behalf of the entire staff here at the U.S. Veterans Magazine. We really appreciate it. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Thank
you so much. I appreciate the honor and the time we spent together. Thank you again so much. Hopefully we will meet one day. Thank you.
Yes, we will. All right. Thank you.
God bless. Have a blessed day. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.